Well, good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the kitchen. I've been promising y'all for quite a while that I would kind of give you a tour of the kitchen, and I don't know how many of y'all have asked me over and over to see my kitchen. Now, let me just tell y'all to start with. I could put everything away and have all the counters clean, and it would probably look showroom pretty, but I work in my kitchen every day, and I like to have things handy to use. So I don't keep it like a magazine. I have the things that I want to use at arm's reach where I can get it and use it. But I'm going to take the camera off of this tripod and just walk around in here and show y'all a little bit of what I have in here. Now, when we built our home, and by the way, my husband cut every pine tree that the boards are in this house. He went to the sawmill and helped them cut it into lumber, and we built our house, and we moved into a home that was paid for when we were 34 years old. So we were very blessed. I had some. Anyhow, when we first built the kitchen, this area at the front where the cabinets start, I had a bar that came across, and there was an opening here to walk into the kitchen, and then everything was open. So I always wanted a center island. So when we redid the kitchen, I asked the boy the man that was doing it, I said, Ethan, can you put me an island type down the middle and run electricity to it? And I know I can work with 2 feet on each side because I've worked with the butcher block in here since right after we moved in the house. So he did it, and it was perfectly what I wanted. And I had seen a few things in magazines that I liked, some little pull-out shelves. So he did that for me, and every one of my cabinets on the bottom have roll-out shelves, and that's been really wonderful. So y'all, just get comfortable, and I'm just going to give you a little quick insight into my kitchen. I love my kitchen. I thank God every day for all of my toys He's allowed me to have in my kitchen and in my sewing room. That's my 2 happy places, besides working in the yard. I love working with plants. Anyway, here we go. Buckle up for the ride. We're going to go through the kitchen. Okay, when you come in from our back door, that goes into the den over there. And then that goes into my computer room, which now has a day bed in it. But this is our dining area, and that's out into the sunroom. So this gives you an idea. And when I film, I'm all the way back there by that window where the lamp is. That's where my tripod faces me. So here's a little something that I enjoy. I have this little bitty Christmas tree that I keep up year round, and I try to add new ornaments along, but it's mostly cooking stuff, the little copper pots and all. There's a Santa or 2 that I just leave on it. Stays up year around. This is an old payphone that we got. It did work years ago, but it quit working. But it was in a campground not too far from here, and when they removed all of them, we were able to get one and just put it in here for looks. This is a bread box that my mother painted me many years ago. I don't know how many years ago. I had this before we moved in our house, and we've been in our house, I think, 34, 35 years. This is a potato and onion bin that my husband built, but because it's got solid bottom shelves in it instead of wire, things don't keep as well, so I just have my little plastic stuff in there that, Glad carry-outs that I can send stuff home with people and not have to ask for it back. And then my collection of some of my tea from Harney and Sons. I do order my tea from them because it is organic and I like it. Now, I hope I don't make y'all dizzy. This is a little rack that I found at Costco, and I like it because I can keep my potatoes and onions in it and garlic, but also it'll come off of here if I wanted to take the basket over to the butcher block to peel a bunch of potatoes or something. Now y'all are going to say, what's that big old bag? My son has 18-wheelers, a business, and when he has a truck going to Colorado, occasionally he will bring me back a big old bag of, they're fresh pintos, they're dried, but they're fresh. When you get them in the store, they're probably a year old. But when you get them there at Dove Creek, they are fresh, and they cook quicker and softer, and they're delicious. Now this is a cabinet that my husband built me. several years ago, and it did have doors on it, or the other, I had one with doors on it with chicken wire in it. Well, that's what I like the best, but he didn't like it because I would leave the door open and hang a quilt or something over it and have stuff in it. So he made me another one without doors and sold that one. But I do like my cabinet that Troy built me. Then up here, I have a real stuffed hen from a taxidermy shop in Fredericksburg, Texas, and I bought this right after we moved into the house. So I have had her for a long time, and I love Dominicker, so that has just been a treasure for me. Of course, I love roosters and hens, and I've got them everywhere, all kinds of chicken stuff. Okay, this is my Vac-Master, which I've showed y'all before, and it sits right here on this counter because I use it almost daily. If I open a jar of something that's freeze-dried, well, I run right over here and vacuum it back where it'll keep. Now, my bottom cabinets all have roll-out shelves. Let me see if I can get down here and show you this one. See, they roll out in and out so I can, it's easy to keep. This is my June oven that I've talked about and used so much, and it's on the end of the cabinet over here where I do most of my baking. Now, I have my smaller KitchenAid here, and I have my Bosch handy. So either one that I want to use, I pull it to the front. And then, of course, my 3 canisters with my sugar and stuff in it. And these cabinets are the ones that I organized with the things from Tupperware. Okay, when we built this kitchen, I asked him to put blackboard paint on the inside. So I have my pie filling recipe, and I have my mother's pound cake recipe up here that I can just open the door and refresh my mind and cook. This is another one where I've used the modular mates from Tupperware to organize, and you don't have to worry about bugs getting in it or whatever. I have some drawers here, 2 deep drawers. This one generally is full of snack stuff. I do have some of my tea from Harney and Sons that I've ordered in there. Now, this is my microwave that y'all see me use a lot. You just punch a button and it rolls out. I love it because I can put a bowl in there, stand here and stir it, close it up and cook it a little bit more. I love my roll-out microwave. This is a warming drawer. And right now, it's got storage in it because I only generally use it if I have a big gathering here or if, Thanksgiving and Christmas. But I'm going to show y'all. See, it just pulls out. It has controls over here where I can put it for how much heat I want or whatever. But obviously, I need some more storage. I have to empty it when it comes time. But anyhow, that's this. And then my cabinet tops, it's called Cosmos. And it's leather cut. When we went to get our granite, I told the man, I said, I want something, my words were, that's muckle-dee done. And I don't want it to show fingerprints and grease spots and all. And he said, oh, I have exactly what you need. Well, it cost a little bit more than the other, and I was kind of iffy about it. But I'm going to walk over here and show you what it looks like on this side, because the different cuts, you get different veins from the stone. Troy told me it was going to be mine for the rest of my life. Isn't that pretty? And if you look down in it, it's like you're looking down into layers and layers and layers of stone. I absolutely love it. So here's my Tazine that y'all know about, my little Bose radio that I listen to occasionally. My Nespresso coffee maker that makes the most delicious coffee in the whole world. These are some canisters my daughter bought me years ago at the Nutcracker Market in Houston, and I have just loved them and babied and pampered and taken care of them. Now on this side, all of my bottom cabinets have roll-out drawers, and then I have my 3 drawers here. I have one that I use for my bags and so forth. Then my cup towels, and then my silverware drawer. And I took this and I screwed it down to the drawer where it would stay open. It's one of those that you can make the size that you want. While I'm over here, I'll just go ahead and do this. I got some Meyer lemon seed that I'm dried, and they may not make Meyer lemons, but I was told they smell wonderful growing, so I'm going to do them. This is my Breville tea maker that I can put tea leaves in and make hot tea. And then that's my little electric kettle. I absolutely love it. I have a Brita filter. I have a Berkey water filter, but it doesn't take the calcium out. So when I make my tea, I get the water out of my Berkey and put it into my Brita to get the calcium out of it, because I like it clear. I love my farmhouse sink. One side is big and the other side is smaller, and it's very deep. I love it. And it has some little veins in it. I don't know if you can see them or not right here. And it makes everything go down toward the drain. So I really like that. And then this just looks out into our yard. And there's my vinegar collection I've told you about. Now here's something that I asked him to do that I have thoroughly enjoyed. And it's a little pull-out shelf, see? And on my little packages of stuff just fit right in it. See, it's not very wide, but I really like that roll-out shelf. I have enjoyed it. I really thought I would use it to put like quart jars of canned goods in, but it's been so handy for all of my little mixes, etc. And then above it, he made me a little cubby up here that I can keep my racks and all of that stuff in. They just fit. And this is another thin one. This is probably just should be called our medicine cabinet. Has that kind of stuff in it. Then I have my Viking professional refrigerator that I was blessed, and I found it used at a good price, and I just thanked God for it because I would have never had one of those. I have my little trash bin over here that Troy made me. The lid comes off and I put a bag in it. My rooster lamp, you straighten him up. He stays on all the time and makes the kitchen look nice at night with just a lamp on it. This is what used to be in the original kitchen was my pantry, and it still is, but it's just arranged different this time. This holds my spices, and yeah, I wish I could figure out where I could roll something out, because I have to move stuff to get to what's behind. But since I put it in there, I know where it's at. It has a little spice rack on the doors that I've enjoyed having. But that's my top pantry. And then the bottom, oh, and I asked him to make me a little cubby that I could slide my baking sheets in, so that keeps them upright and easy to get to. Okay, and then on the bottom is roll out for my pots and pans, and I sure do like this. Then we'll move over to the other side. I loved this arch. My friend had this house plan, and I love the arch looking into the den because the open concept was not popular back then, and I loved the idea of being able to communicate with my family or whoever was in there from in here. So we had the arch is, I love the exposed brick, and there's how our arch looks. And here's my Viking stove that again I was able to get used. Has the double oven. It has a griddle in the middle of the top that I seldom use, but I love having the 6 burners. When we built the house, I wanted, all I knew to call it was a restaurant stove with 6 or 8 burners, and we couldn't afford it. So I had a little Kenmore that was wonderful, all electric, but I really was wanting gas. So they ran gas in here and installed this for me, and this is when we decided, when I was able to get this stove, we decided we were going to just redo this part from brick to brick. And then we decided, no, we'll just redo the whole kitchen because this is where I live. So I was thankful for that. I did want a water, I don't know what you call these, but anyhow, I can fill my pots, a pot filler, I think, right here close with cold water. I love that. That's one thing I splurged on a little bit, but I absolutely love it. Now I keep my flippers and all of that here, and then each one that has all my wooden spoons, regular wooden utensils, and all of my big serving spoons, and this is my whisk and spatulas and stuff like that. I just like having everything handy. And yeah, I recycle. This is the tin foil that I use when I steep my tea every day, so I reuse it till it's not reusable anymore. I do have 2 booze blocks. I have that one that's against the island, and I've done that recently. to give me a place to sit something behind me. Used to, I stood back almost to the island when I was filming. So this is the original booze block that we bought, and I bought it used, both of them, when we, years ago, right after we got in the house, somebody in Kingwood was resurfacing their countertops with hard rock maple, and they sold their booze block, and I was blessed to get it. So I have used that. And you know, you think you need a big old kitchen. Most of my prep and my cooking and my everything is done on this 2 foot by 2 foot butcher block. So let me just tell you, you can cook anything you want to cook in a little bitty area, because if anything, I use the booze block, and right there where that can of hominy that's going to be a video before long is sitting, I cook from there to the booze block. I mean, you don't have to have all this cabinet space. It's just nice to have it. Okay? So, here we are. We've got the 2 booze blocks, and this is the one in front of the window that you see when I'm, I look at that you're looking at when I'm filming. The camera is over there in that corner in front of that picture. So I hope, well, let's see. I have small drawers. See, my cabinets originally, my stove was small enough that I had regular sized cabinets on each side of the stove. But this big old stove, that's all my gadgets. And let me just tell y'all, yes, I've got a lot of gadgets. I've been married 49 years, and I have collected, and I take care of my stuff. I know where it's at, and I'm going to keep it, and if I see another little gadget I want, I'm going to get it. Y'all know that I love the La Crochet and the stove. I really love both of them equally, except the La Crochet is light on the inside, and I really like the dark of the stove. I really like the black interior on it. This is my scan pan that I've talked about so much, and I'm fixing to put some onions in it. I was prepping, and you'll see the video. I'm going to cook some hominy, and I was on the butcher block over here getting ready to prep, and I thought, nope, I'm going to go ahead and do this little kitchen tour, and I'll show y'all something else. See this thing down here? It's called a wellness mat. That is like standing on air. It is wonderful, and I would like to have them all in here, but I can't afford them. So I move it around. If I'm going to be standing in one spot a lot, I move it around and I stand on it. And then this is a Mr. and Miss Hen and Rooster under here that has lived under there for many years. I got them at the Nutcracker, I don't know how many years ago. But anyhow, so now y'all know what my work area looks like. And several of you have said, did I have a designated baking area? I guess I really do. Let me get past this. This is the, oh, here's something else. This is not something that's probably real popular anymore, but I ask for a pot rack because I get tired of standing on my head trying to get pots out of the back of the cabinet. So this is something that I have absolutely loved, and if I were to build another house, I'd have a pot rack. That's just me. And this is my Berkey water filter. It filters out 99% of all of the junk that would be in your water. It makes your water very pure. And this is my little scale where if I need to weigh something, I can weigh it on that. I do have my canisters over there, my mixers, and then I showed you up in the cabinet is everything. So when I make anything like a cake or a dish that requires the mixer, that's where I'm at, working over there. And then I did take up a big hunk of it with that June oven, but it's worth every bit of it. I love my June oven. So folks, this is it. This is the kitchen tour. And when I walk out of here, that's what I'm looking at is my dinner table. I want a big farm table, but I think that one's going to work for a long time. My mother was an artist. Not well-known artist, but an artist, and these are pictures that Mom painted. And this is her lamp that she and Dad, the globe got broken. I've got to get another, but it's an Aladdin lamp that Mother and Dad had when they first married in 1944, and I was blessed to inherit it. So anyway, now y'all know. So I hope y'all have enjoyed your peep into the kitchen and seeing where I work and what I'll enjoy the most. And you know what? I forgot to show y'all. I have another little slide out that I want to show you. Let me get the camera and I'll go over there and show it to you. I showed y'all the small drawers that hold my utensils. Well, the other thing that I've really enjoyed is this slide out cabinet here for spices and everything. And it's very narrow. You can see it's not very wide, and it has the blackboard on the top. I did that for a grocery list, but I have a little granddaughter who comes and puts her order in. She loves me right there, and then she wants sushi and Mexican street corn and shrimp fettuccine. She has got a shrimp Diablo. And buffalo wings. She's got that pink list. That's her list of stuff that she wants. So anyhow, I wanted y'all to see that little drawer. I've really enjoyed it too. Okay, I hope y'all have enjoyed looking in the kitchen. It is absolutely my happy place. I thank God, like I told you, every day in my prayers, I thank Him for my kitchen and all of my toys that I get to enjoy in here. I feel blessed. I know I'm blessed. And my sewing room as well. And I'll show y'all a tour of that before too long, because I'm fixing to make some new pot holders and stuff. Some more aprons. But I'm thankful for my stuff that I get to use that makes me happy. Some people like collecting other stuff, but I like kitchen utensils and new gadgets, and I love to cook. Now, I made my first pound cake from scratch by myself when I was 8 years old. It was called a 1, 2, 3, 4 cake. Very moist, very good. I may do one of those one day just because. And then Mother found this millionaire pound cake that we started making, and then we kind of forgot about the 1, 2, 3, 4 cake. But anyhow, that was the first thing that I did. But Mom worked. My dad was a roustabout on a drilling rig, and Mom worked also at a department store. And I was a latchkey kid a lot. And I would come in from school and I would put supper on and get it cooking. And I did that from junior high on up. I cooked and I loved it. And my daughter doesn't love to cook like I do. Neither does her daughter. I want them to, but it's just not their joy. But I had an aunt that I've talked about, Aunt Audrey, and it was just everybody wanted to eat at Aunt Audrey's house. And Aunt Audrey influenced me a lot more than she ever knew or ever can know, because she's in heaven now. Now, I've said all of this about my kitchen, and I love it. When I married, we had a mobile home, and my kitchen was about as big as this opening right here. And I had about 2 foot of cabinet space to cook on. But let me tell you, I did birthday dinners for the family. When it was their birthday, I cooked a big meal and served it. We had a little round table. That table was full. I did Mother's Day, Father's Day. We had friends over from church. I've always had people, and I love to cook for them and serve them. So it doesn't matter if your house is fancy or not fancy. What matters is that it's clean. Doesn't matter if it's big or small. You can still share food and good times with your friends and family and make good memories. Y'all come back to the kitchen again, and we'll be cooking something real good. And if you have any questions about anything, maybe I can answer it. It won't hurt to ask. The good Lord bless y'all. And I want to tell you again, thank you so much for watching my channel, for sharing it, for subscribing. It's just a joy to me. I enjoy getting in here and making my videos and visiting with y'all. God bless you, and I'll see you again shortly.